I'd like to introduce our panel today, who I think you're really going to get a kick out of, and we're going to have a good time up here. So let me start with the producer of Mike Tyson Mysteries. How about a big hand for Hugh Davidson? Welcome, Hugh, and thank you for this branch of insanity that we all get to enjoy in Adult Swim. Also joining us today is a writer, one of the writers of the episode you just saw, who's instrumental in Mike Tyson Mysteries. Let's give it up for Larry Dorff. Larry. Our next guest literally needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. He's a very funny gentleman. He's a very strong gentleman. He's the title of this program, and he has been entertaining us for years. It's an honor to introduce Mr. Mike Tyson. And while Mike gets comfortable, I'll introduce the last part of our panel today. She plays Young He on the show, a very talented, funny writer and comedian. A big hand for Rachel Rabbers. It's a long walk up here, as you can see. But now we're all here. It is the second year for all of you here at Comic-Con. And Mike, does it feel like you were here just yesterday, or was it a whole year ago in terms of experiencing all this?
I think I dream in Comic-Con. I live in Comic-Con. I'm always at Comic-Con. They don't always look like Comic-Con, but they act like Comic-Con.
Mike is fully immersed in the world of Comic-Con, and we're all the better for it.
Very true.
Hugh, how excited for you for this second season?
I'm one more excited than the first season.
Just one more?
Just that one factor more, because it's the second.
Now,
I'm appropriately excited.
And the show goes to places that no other animated or otherwise show goes. And as this episode today proved, you guys are teeing us up for a hell of a season. Where are you guys going now? Like, what can people expect?
We're going far, man. We're going far. Explain, Hugh.
There's a lot of miles do get traveled. I think Brazil, Denver, Colorado,
Exotic locations.
a lot of exotic locations.
Iowa.
I don't think Iowa's specifically named.
Iowa's cool.
But foreign country for sure.
Definitely cow-tipping territory.
Yeah, there might be.
Are you headed to Atlantis?
Oh God, John. Yes, we are.
Are you in the real Atlantis or like the legendary Atlantis? Because I just came back from the real Atlantis in the Bahamas.
The resort?
Yes.
You were at the resort?
Yes, I did.
What's more exotic? The Bahamas location, or you think the legendary land of Atlantis?
I'm gonna have to go with the real deal.
And Rachel, you get to play Mike's daughter on the show. Yet, who's running that family? Is Mike the guy in charge, or is your character in charge?
I mean, I think Mike's always in charge, but...
Not all the time.
But she's very parental and, you know, worries about him and cares about him.
And I need her to take care of me, just like any other selfish-ass parent. Gonna let their children take care of them, not go to school so they can sit on that lazy butt. And not on all occasions though, but most, you know.
On the show,
They can't go to school in China because they got to take care of their parents because their parents are old. So now I got to work and do the, you know, the coolie thing for dad and mom could have the, you know, what's the stuff to make you go to the bathroom and stuff? Cholesterol, prune juice or something. right, man. It's just not right. It's not right. Right?
That's a secret weapon the show has that no other show has. Is Mike.
Your life go use for some prune juice or extract. Prune juice extract.
I don't have a follow-up to that. But I do want to ask this. So, Pigeon is voiced by none other than legendary comedian Norm Macdonald. Have you ever met Norm Macdonald before?
Well, yes, I was about to correct you. He's mythically absent all the time. Mythical legend. We don't know if he even exists. When I'm on the streets, everybody comes. We have a big fan base, Norm. Hey man, you working with Norm? What's that like? Hey man, you working with Norm Macdonald? What's that like? He's a great guy, man. The great sense of humor. He's a really sweet guy, you know. And all this time I thought I met him, but I never met him. I was talking about Jim Rash all the time. I don't know Norm Macdonald. I don't know he exists. I just know he's legendary. He's mythical. Everybody says he's great. And it's a great mystery to me.
So you met Jim Rash thinking that he was Norm Macdonald, when in fact it was Jim who does the voice of the Marquis.
Yes, this is true.
Larry, when you're writing stuff like Norm's character, the Pigeon, is there any line that Pigeon won't cross? Even in this episode, you saw what he was doing, and he really gets into it on practically every episode, but this one in particular, I thought he shined.
Well, first of all, I'm not just a writer. I did play the voice of that whale. I don't want to get anybody's stuff.
Maybe season 5, 6, we can arrange a meeting.
There's a possibility we may have to kill off the pigeons, you know. We're going to hire a young Eve's going to employ a cat in the show next season, and so Pigeon's going to have a really difficult time in dealing with the quagmires of life on the Tyson mystery show.
Mike, is it strange to see yourself as an animated character up there?
That's a very difficult question because I always live myself animately. I just never got the visual down pat yet. You know, never saw myself as being Scooby-Doo.
And one of the favorite things from last season, of course, Mike, is when you break into song at random times, and last you got to sing a little bit about bird sex.
Yes. Bird sex was a very successful hit.
Rose to the top of the charts.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I sung it at a few bar mitzvahs and a couple of the Hebrew castration. What's that? A Chris? Oh yeah, I've been a couple of Chris. Yeah, so I did that. Yeah.
A bris?
Chris. I thought it was Chris. But it was a crispy bris. It was a really crispy bris. It was a crispy bris.
They don't sing it.
I'm sorry I said that. I'm gonna have my star coming through the door any minute. I'm sorry. All right.
I think we might have a
I didn't say that.
next season there with the crispy bris.
We do have Mike sing in that first season also a religious hymn. Remember? Didn't you rise and shine, give God your glory, glory?
Glory, glory, Lord, the glory, glory, hallelujah. Jesus, Lord, the glory, glory, hallelujah, Jesus. You think it wouldn't come back? Yeah. You think I'd be gone forever? Yeah. But I'm back. With the help of the Lord, I'm back. Can I please? All right, sorry.
So there should be more singing out. Definitely. We just need to get the rights to more songs.
Rachel, how is it being the only gal up here with this crew?
Oh, she's not the only gal. I didn't receive any sleep. I just came back from China, then I came back from where? Canada, then I came back from
I thought you said you were in a resort. Yeah. You were in the Bahamas.
was all over. I was a couple other places before then. As I was saying, I was doing some jet setting and I forgot what I was saying.
Well, Mike,
How it is
thoughts.
making
Go
a
ahead.
girl. Well, it's so much fun to get into. I'm a huge fan of Norm and Mike and Jim Rash, so this is a dream come true. You know, it really is. And Larry and Q and I have been writing together for years, and so
Family affair.
yeah, it is.
Are there any other guest stars or guest voices planned for the upcoming season?
There should be. There are a lot. We have some people. We can't make any announcements. I will say we have Alan Thicke.
Can't announce Alan Thicke.
I mean,
We need Robin Thicke.
he has
Him and the
a
pigeon
shocking.
hang out good. Having the pigeon, close friends hanging out. Robin Thicke and the third pigeon hanging
Oh, yeah,
out.
that's a good idea. Yeah. Alan is in one of the episodes. But it is funny, you know, like in the show, the success of the show is really dependent on the characters in the show. And like when you get in that guest star, like it just seems like, well, that's for shows that aren't really funny. You need those guest stars to kind of help. I think like with Norm and Mike and Jim and Rachel, it doesn't really matter.
We need to do like Mike Tyson Mysteries meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or the vampire and Frankenstein, Dracula.
Oh yeah, we got one vampire. We got one vampire.
He wasn't a really
He's not much of a vampire.
good-looking vampire.
We had a werewolf in the first season.
We have Ogo Pogo, the
Yeah,
legendary.
Ogopogo was pretty cool. What was the guy like?
Oh yeah, that's a real
What
lake
was the guy
monster
like?
Canadian
What was
one,
the
I
guy?
think. Which one?
Capachoco. What was the name?
Chupacabra. Even in season 2, it's the same. It's a whole season later, and the word is still the same.
But you get it, right? You get it.
Yeah?
It's the list that throws things off, but you get it. You get it. It's about getting it, man. It's about getting it.
One of the signature pieces of the show is at the end when Mike pops up for the live action during the credits. Is there going to be more of that in season 2?
They didn't believe it was my voice. Explain here.
That's true.
What do you mean, Hugh?
I want to go with my place and have him just say something explosive and then say, explain it to you. At first, I think it was true. I think people didn't think Mike was voicing himself, like we got a voice actor, which is already like, why would anyone do that? But then I think those little live action things are, I mean, as you can tell, Mike is incredibly funny off the cuff. And,
That's really not true.
I mean, yeah, good person.
Okay, I'll go with that.
And so we just, you know, we'll talk about the episode and he'll just say something, germane or not, to the episode, and then we stick it on there at the end. And they're just, Mike is so delightful.
And you get to see him in the outfit.
Oh, that's
I love
true.
the outfit. We need a summer version of the outfit, but I need the outfit. I just love the outfit. I feel like I'm really involved with the whole situation. I'm a part of something because I have an outfit. That's like I'm going to become a cop from a fireman, you know.
It's like a uniform.
A fireman from a security guard. A security guard from, you know, a bouncer. Just, you know this because they have uniforms. I like the Mike Tyson Mysteries uniform.
But it's like thick cotton. And we
No,
made
it's
the mistake
really
of
woolish
trying to
right
shoot
now. Right now it's
outside.
pretty woolish. It's pretty woolish and it's heavy, dude.
It was too right, it's too hot.
Yeah, we need like a nylon.
We need a lighter one.
Hey, windbreaker material.
Maybe that's something we can go for in season 2.
Windbreaker material.
But we do have we have an episode where Mike is trying to get a summer tracksuit made because it's so hot.
Rachel, do you enjoy
Those are
your
the kind of
tracksuit
clothes
as
you
well?
guys can look forward
You know,
to.
I've never worn the actual tracksuit. I keep thinking.
I think you should be uniform orientated in the show next season. You have a bunch of uniforms. We look the same.
Yeah.
Would
That's
that
what
be
we
the
should
same-
do.
Would that be the same for Pigeon and Ghost, like, and the Marquee? Everyone should have the same type of uniform, you think?
Well, you know, in some situations we have to vary because then, you know, one guy's a ghost and it's not going to fit him. You're going to put it on, it's going to go through him. And then one guy's a pigeon. You know, sometimes periodically pigeons, they receive bugs and, you know, with the jacket, and then God forbid if he had any termites or anything or moths, he threw the goddamn jacket and the clothes. And you get me, right? Okay, yeah. So some people that have uniform, we may have some special material where there's some very light iron steel material, net like.
Yeah. Tech wear. It's like what older people wear.
Tech wear.
They wear that stuff.
Teflon. Is it
Teflon. Older people wear Teflon.
We didn't do 12.
Somebody write that down.
I need a nice sweatsuit.
So get on that, production.
Larry, you better start writing that with Rachel.
It's like one of those. What's those jackets that Houdini had when he was... Yeah, straight jacket.
Once again, I would follow up. So I'm going to move on to something else.
John's job is really hard.
Thank you, Hugh. When you see a crowd like this at Comic-Con, how could it not charge you up? I mean, everybody's here to see you. They don't. They want more, and we're going to give them more. What we're going to do is we're going to take some questions from the audience, but let me set a couple of ground rules up front. We know everybody wants to take a picture with Mike and hug Mike and pose with Mike.
No, you don't. They don't. Why are you talking for them? You put words in their mouth.
As he said. And you saw him pose. I love those poses you did during the episode a couple times when you were explaining on the steps.
I don't remember.
That's how he gets free shit. He just like takes his picture.
Free shit.
But let's try to keep the questions regarding the show, of course, and we'll try to accommodate everybody at the end of things. And if you don't follow the rules, then I'm going to take care of you. All right? So,
Big John.
He's got my back, so remember that. Okay. All right, so are we lined up? We have the first question. Please go right ahead. Who are you and who is your question for?
My name's Brian, and this is for Mike Tyson.
Go Brian.
What were you thinking when they first presented the idea for the show to you?
Hey, Brian, I said this shit so many times, Brian. I didn't believe this was gonna work. They sent me two white guys to my house. I thought there were some detectives and shit. I live in a community where you gotta go to the gate. I didn't hear the gate call and say, hey, you have people at the gate. So it was kind of like I was shanghaied, right? Ambushed, the word that I'm looking for. Shanghai and ambushed. For some way, I was ambushed, and they asked me to do the show. I didn't want to do the show, and he agreed. I don't think we should. And then Warner Brothers convinced us that we should do this show. We did this show. He showed me the rough copy because at first I thought it was going to be the old proverbial, Thomas Edison. Hey, check this out. Well, you know, with the book, and you see the pictures in every frame. And really, I'm sorry. Thank you, He. But listen, I'm sorry. So anyway. When I first saw the rough copy, I got really, I just got excited, and I really wanted to try real hard to make it good, because I got excited when I saw the Technicolor and all the, the color and all that. It looked real. It looked really real. Where the hell were you? Why did you come late? But that's what I meant. It's just, I got that accelerating feeling that I want this to be a success. And it's a success, because that's why we're here. Because we wouldn't have been here.
Thank you, Brian, for that question. Who do we have our next question?
Sometimes I think I like hearing my voice. So I think I'm just no one's even asking questions. I'm just voicing it out there. You know, they let you have it. Does that make sense?
What's your name and who would you like to ask a question to?
My name is Jordan, and questions just for everybody. The episode you guys just showed us, Mike Tyson thought that the brother's name sounded kind of like a dog's name, and I just want to know how much of the dialogue you guys use in the show is scripted and how much is improv.
Let's go to you first, Hugh, on that. How much is scripted and how much is improvised?
I think it's all totally scripted, but then Mike will...
We have 10 minutes remaining.
That's
It's also scripted right here on that screen in front of us.
but everything is fixed in that.
I think Mike's performance makes his dialogue feel unscripted, even though
It's scripted.
It is scripted.
It's very
But Mike, yeah, I think Mike will know he's not getting enough credit for how good he is in this show.
Oh, God.
Sorry. He's so good. He's so like vulnerable and authentic in the show. It's just great.
It's all a team effort because in all actuality, without the pigeon and he, we have a really weird show.
Yeah.
A really weird show. Really.
It's weird with him too, Mike, so it's cool.
Well,
It's so weird.
But that is some more. There was some improv, like Norm and Jim and,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Rachel really played really well together. And
Because we came from an improv background.
Yeah, we're all from
Rachel
Groundlings, so that's how we all know each other.
Larry and I.
All right, let's go to our next question. What's your name? Please say hello. And who is it intended for?
Hi, Ben. My name's Keith. My question's for Mike Tyson. You've been in TV and movies. What's the difference between playing off actors you can see versus being in the booth in the studio for your character actor work? What's the difference? How do you have to prepare for that? How do you talk to a pigeon of a person that doesn't exist?
well, as you know, this is cartoon, right? And so everything goes. You're in there, it's not real. You have your formats, you have to read some stuff. Some of the words are really tricky for me, but you know, we got it down pat. We're good.
And while we're applauding, how about a hand for Mike and his film work that he's done? Because
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you very much. You didn't find me
okay, next up,
China, and you're killing me. Let me talk, please. Where did that come from? I'm not gonna talk anymore, dear.
No, you got it. Keep talking. Don't
Sometimes
stop.
I think I'm a singer. When I'm talking, I think I'm hearing voices, but it's my voice that I'm hearing.
well, let me do this.
Oh, that's because of the...
There's a delay.
Yeah, the delay, that's what's happening. I better leave my personal stuff at home and not bring it out.
Mike, are you ready for the next question?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's a great. All right, we gotta look at these guys right here.
And look at me. Look at me. Can you act a role in a movie? That's me right there. Oh, why did I say that?
That's all right.
I better not commit a crime with him, man.
There's you.
Hey,
Look at that.
look at me. It's the like
Spitting image.
spinning image of the Mike Tyson, Ricky Ricardo look. You know, I'm just playing, brother.
Okay, so Young Hee and Mike Ricky Ricardo, what is your question for the panel?
First of all, I want to say thank you for the show, guys. I'm sorry my voice is totally going from the convention. And I wanted to say the costumes are actually really comfortable.
Where'd you get it?
And yeah, my question was just...
Did you indictment going on here, dude?
oh, I made it.
Did you
That's
make
so
that
good. You did a great
What
job.
about the suit behind you? What about the one behind you? You made that too?
I made that one.
Wow.
Did you guys are not together?
No.
Did you start? Did you start?
You just happened to get it. Is that not 10,000 times crazier than anything you're ever doing on the show?
The stars are in alignment. That's my wife says all the time.
What? You just happened to be in line together?
I didn't even know. My friends were like, Joanna, look.
Joanna, you gotta meet that.
That's Cupid working, you know how he works Cupid.
I will say that perhaps Joanna.
Subconsciously, that's the word I'm looking for. You know, you put it out there. You guys should try dating.
You just said they should try it. Just try it.
Mike, do you think we have a little romance here at the Mike Tyson Mysteries panel?
Hey man, why not try a little he to be she? Does that make sense? He and she.
Question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Sound right. Forget everything. Hey. What the hell are you trying to duck down for? You see your blonde hair.
Go do it. You can do it. Steamroll through.
So out of all the animals, why did you pick a pigeon?
Really?
When did you
Mike actually
this planet?
He takes care of
pigeons. Pigeons are great. I'm a pigeon guy.
He's a pigeon guy.
Ha ha ha. So I love pigeons.
Is there an official name for that hobby, taking care of?
I'm a pigeon fancier.
Oh, that's good. That is so good.
That's the scientific word for it.
That's a great word. Pigeon fancy.
But I fly pigeons. I fly pigeons. Everybody flies pigeons. We fly pigeons. Queen of England got pigeons. We all have pigeons. Pigeons are pigeons. Pigeons,
Mike, I can't wait for this next question, to be honest with you. I believe you deemed him Ricky Ricardo, Mike Tyson.
The slick hair, you got the slick slide hair. The hair is cool.
You've already found a love match today. What is your question?
My question's for Larry. Where does...
It's for Larry? Because he played the fucking whale?
Yeah. That really spoke to me.
Jonah was in a whale too. That's good stuff.
Anyone could have played the whale.
That's not true. It takes a lot of talent to be a whale, okay?
Thank you very much.
Not everybody can spurt off on time, you know?
Where did Ain't Got No Time for Bird Sex, I Have to Fly come from?
Oh, wow. Even though you asked me that question, I had nothing to do with that line.
Oh, Jesus. This is because you're only the whale. That was in the original pilot, and it was just, I didn't think we were going to make it a song, but then we'd written it in that Mike says, we don't, it's like that classic song, Ain't Got No Time for Bird Sex, I Gotta Fly. That's all we had.
I know, but is it totally contradiction to the goddamn life of a bird? Because bird sex is not long lasting. And I made a long lasting comment in that song, and these guys are like 25 millions of a millisecond when they, perform sexual gratification.
So Mike taught us, ironically, that bird sex is very brief. So there was no reason to write a song called Ain't Got No Time for Bird Sex, I Got Fly. Everyone has time for bird sex, it turns out.
We all have time for
But it's in the beginning of a show, you make mistakes. You get better as you go along. And season 2, there are not going to be those kind of mistakes.
So one thing you can all take away from this panel is that we all have time for bird sex.
You should always have bird sex.
We've got time for one last question. Go right ahead.
Forget it. I don't remember.
Okay, so in the show, Mike Tyson is a retired boxer. And will he ever get out of retirement and go back in the ring in the show?
Well, who's that question?
Oh, sorry, my name is Chris, and the question is directed towards the writers and Mike Tyson.
I was directed towards Mike Tyson right now. He's answering it.
Well, ask me the question again.
Make sure you say hello first.
Hello, Mike Tyson.
That's the proper format. You just make sure you have the proper format. So Mike does not unretire, although in one episode, he gets mistaken for coming out of retirement. And there is a fight at the end.
Can we say who he fights?
And he fights the devil.
Does he win?
Does he win? That's the reason to watch it.
Constantly on me, the devil. I'm gonna kick his you-know-what.
There's always an uplifting religious message at the end.
Ooh, come get me alone. Ooh, I'm waiting for you, father.
Well, they sent the questioners away.
I mean this with all sincerity.
Table's blowing.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for our panel. But let's hear it for Hugh Jackson.